Hey everybody, welcome to Sweetwater. My name's Mike Miley with Rival Sons. So the kit I play is a Pearl Presidential Series. It's a reissue from Pearl's first drum set from 1966. They asked me to be sort of the ambassador of this new line of drums for them, and they're really great drums. So I don't think they sell them in the 26, 14, 16, 18. They made these special for me, so I'm very grateful. And these are great drums. I'll start with my snare, aluminum snare, 6.5 by 14. This snare is a Pearl Sensitone. I've played in aluminum snares with the Rival Sons since the first album. We have 7 albums that we've done, and I've used an aluminum snare on every single one. Sort of become my sound. I've peppered in some other snare drums on here and there, but I'd say 90% of my sound is an aluminum snare. So that's very important. Your snare, I think, is a very important part of your kit. Besides the sizes of the drums, like if you're a big size guy like me, that's just a given, right? Your snare is what colors the timbre, the overall timbre of the set is going to depend very much on the snare. Important thing to consider when you're buying a drum set. Or if you're developing your sound in your band, or you listen to different guys that you like, everybody's got their own distinct snare sound. Not a lot of people are like, oh yeah, his toms or this or that. It's people, you hear Chad Smith at Chili Peppers, and you know it's Chad Smith by the snare sound, Then I just started playing a side snare. It's a 8 by 14, I think. It's the Presidential Series. I use it mainly for ballads and the slower tunes that have more breath and space to get that deep sound. I'll just play a little bit so you can hear the difference of this aluminum snare is, bottom head's cranked really tight. Top head is cranked pretty hard, so. I really don't play a lot of notes on this, so this is mainly just for real open, breathy kind of stuff. Usually this is just a deep, fat snare sound. So toms, I play 10 by 14, 15 by 16, 16 by 18. So 14, 16, 18, tom. And they're tuned fairly high. I like to call my tuning setup big drums tuned high. So if you listen to the 60s or the Motown drummers, they tune all their drums really high. Fast forward, then you listen to Bonham and Mitch Mitchell, Ginger Baker, even Charlie Watts, early Ringo. They all tune their drums really high. So not a lot of muffling, and let the drum speak for itself, right? 14-inch deep, 26. Bonham made this size kick drum famous. I don't hide the fact that I love Bonham. Bonham played 14, 16, 18, 26 kick with a 6.5 by 14 snare. He used a Superphonic Ludwig, Black Beauties. Big fan of Aquarian drum heads. I've been playing Aquarian drum heads since 2002, so been with them a long time. I use a texture coated with a dot underneath on my snare. Growing up, all my favorite drummers use the Remo CS batter, the black dots. Bonham used those, Ginger Baker, Tony Williams, and so Aquarian makes. You can get a timbali sound on the edge, but then there's enough dampening in the middle. I just love this drum head. I use classic clears on the bottom of all the toms. So this is called classic clear power dot. And so I use that on the 26 on the beater side. So I guess I should talk about my kick drum too. We tune this pretty high up, and I only use bath towels cut in like kind of 4-inch strips on both sides. So yeah, it's just fun to play these drums. Big drums tuned high, man. There's no other feeling than playing that. So many guys are like finger tight, real dead, using triggers and stuff. This is a very old method of tuning drums, playing them. When they're tuned that high, also you don't have to work as hard. So I'm sort of cheating up here. So I play basically a 5A XL by Vincent pronounced Vincent, spelled Wincent, with a Mike Miley signature with the Rival Sons logo. It's basically a 5A XL, so I like a little bit of length. My justification was, because I'm playing bigger drums, it's a little bit farther away, so I wanted a longer stick, so. We got this big fat snare drum. These are great. Basically, you just cut out a hat. This is what we used to do when I was a kid. We just cut a hole. Back in the day, we would cut very thin ones, you know, and you have them right around the edge. That was the old school, kind of Vinny Caliuta used to do that. I think that's where I saw it. Cymbals are Paiste Big Beat, 2002 Big Beat series. Yeah, this is a Big Beat, so I have 18, 19, and this is a prototype ride I'm working on with them at Paiste. It's got a strong bell, a nice ping, and then they've lathed off a little bit extra on the edge to get the crash ride. So if you hear all three, it's kind of multifunctional, multi-purpose. One last is the hardware. It's just Pearl hardware, but the eliminator pedals are great. So I just play a single pedal, cranked pretty hard because on a 26-inch bass drum tuned high, sometimes if you bury the beater, it creates a little buzz. So I pull off on the eliminator series. I use a hi-hat. I'm actually using a Demon eliminator. This is a prototype hi-hat jingle. These are 16-inch hats, by the way. I didn't mention that. Very beefy. I like my beefy drums. So thank you everybody for joining me on my rake tour. Get all your gear at Sweetwater. I'm telling you now, they're the best company in the world. So yeah, have a nice day.